Tree_84 just took the top spot.
Hi, everybody. Mr. Shins here. Tonight it's more Spooktober VN Jams. I'm going to start with Paddy Makes Breakfast. Okay, so this is a new jam game by Cindercritter. Hi, Dr. Knack. Hi, Tree. Tree, thank you for being here. You guys, congratulations on getting first, Tree. So I have not played this game. I sort of maybe know a little bit of what to expect because Wittershins kind of gave me she didn't tell me much. She said that I would like it. So that's nice. And then after this, if you hang around, we're going to have a talk with the developer. And it should be great. So I'm just gonna pull up some things here and we'll get started. Okay, here we go. So this is a solo project by Cindercritter or Amra. I've only talked to them on Discord, so I don't know how to say their name yet. So really looking forward to this. Black, hello. Oh, welcome home. Thank you. Yes, I got home this evening. I'm exhausted. Don't ever do whatchamacallits, work conferences. It's not worth it. Totally not worth it. Craig, thank you for the welcome back. We've got airplanes. Tree, thank you for shouting out Black. I love it. Black, thank you for shouting out Tree. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started here. This is Paddy Makes Breakfast. We just want to make sure that my controller's working. Make sure that everything is maximized here. Looks like it actually looks like it's a little out. There we go. Okay. I don't know why of my autocorrected, says Dr. Neck. Tree, thank you for doing the airplane command. I wanted to ask how the concert was if you had if you had the time of my rip. The conference was okay. It was good, probably. I think it set out to do what it was supposed to do. It was so. For those who don't know, I was the last 2 days. I've been at a clinical research summit that's put on by a number of the universities. We're on the same university system. So we exchange best practices. And so I'm like really tired because I just had a 2-hour drive back from it after being there all day. What was more fun, the conference or the room? The room was way more fun, Craig. Way more fun. Yeah, the room was great. The hotel room they set me up with, fantastic. But yeah. Question: did you have good food while there? Not. It was okay. It was not like, it was mostly catered at the conference, and it was sort of okay. It wasn't bad. It just kind of was what it was. It was fine. It was fine. Nothing to complain about. Absolutely nothing to complain about. I work for a great university, and I'm happy to be accepted there. Oh, Wittershins just came in and shut out the big light. You'll be happy, Tree.
Down with the big light.
Okay, so this is Paddy Makes Breakfast by Cindercritter. Again, this is a blind playthrough. I don't know what to expect here.
Greatness.
Underwhelming, says Tree. Yeah, the food was it was fine. It was fine. It was fine. I had a tuna wrap today. Got to save on the electricity bill, says Black. That's true, Black. You are so correct. Phew, thank you, Wittershins. Yeah. Hi, Wittershins, says Captain Craig.
Hello.
Okay, here we go. Paddy Makes Breakfast. We're going to start. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I need to make breakfast. Preferably very soon. And preferably a scrumptious, nutritious, and eye-catching breakfast. Oh, and preferably a scrumptious, nutritious, and eye-catching breakfast. Once Paddy finds the recipe book and chooses a breakfast, ingredients will need to be gathered, prepared, and... Tree says, I like this game already. It's cute. The music is great. I love that. I love the eyes. And then the cooking begins. And once it is cooked, it will need to be served. Wish me good luck. You don't need it, Paddy. You've got this. But if it eases your worries, good luck. I need to find the recipe book. It should be right where you left it. Somewhere. Search for the recipe book by dragging aside items with your left mouse button. Okay. Whoops. I didn't want to do that. I think I actually have to use my mouse here. I'm using a Steam controller. Craig says, this is the face I make when I see an empty fridge. Okay. We're looking for the recipe book. That is... What is some kind of harp? It's somebody with the fish, the eyes of a fish and blacked out. That is a grater of some kind. Juicer. What is that? Oh, those are measuring cups. Tapes. Scotch tape. Rare photo of Shift holding a fish he caught. Some protective glasses, or maybe some sunglasses. Just put them in a pile here. That's a spoon. Scissors. Blockbuster card. You know, I'm pretty sure I have a Blockbuster card in a drawer somewhere like this, in a pile like this somewhere. That would be a recorder. Sinkholes. Nothing to see here. Is that a calculator? Oh. Recipe book found. Don't panic. String. Don't know, is that an egg? a key. I'm just interested in what that was. Okay, so what now?
You need a key to open it. You
Right.
clicked through it.
Okay. Oh, I accidentally clicked through it. Can I roll back? How do I roll back? Back. Okay. We need a key to open it. Recipe book found. We need a key to open it. Oh, whoops. There's the key. We found both the recipe book and its key. Let's open it. Recipes, we have eggs Benedict. Oh, there's a full game planned. We could have fruity crepes in the full game, fruity porridge. Well, eggs Benedict are what we're doing. Something savory. Eggs Benedict will do nicely. Are you absolutely positively sure you wish to make eggs Benedict? Almost absolutely sure. I think I can make this. I am almost absolutely sure. Paddy is brimming with confidence. A wise choice locked in. No pressure. Onward to... gather ingredients. Tree says, I want eggs Benedict. First, I need to find ingredients. Check the recipe book for those you will need. Click on the recipe icon to view them anytime. Okay? Some ingredients are in drawers, cupboards, or behind other items. And some will be in the garden or Mrs. Potts' place. Because as was evident by the state of our bench top earlier, we are impeccably organized. Mrs. Potts lives just next door. She makes cakes for breakfast. She is very nice. Once you find the ingredients, we can move on to the next step. Where should I look first? Okay, so let's check the recipe book. So we need English muffin, salt, white vinegar, 5 eggs, butter, Canadian bacon, daisy heads. Okay. Let's look around the kitchen first, since we're here. I think I have white wine, vinegar, salt, and a muffin here. Okay? Somewhere. All right. Can you narrow down the search area? Kitchen. Thanks, Paddy. Very good, Paddy. Search for said ingredients by dragging aside various items, and don't forget to check the drawers and cupboards, Paddy. Okay. Well, where would an English muffin be? I don't suppose it would be in the fridge. Doesn't look like I can get to the fridge. Maybe drawer? Whoops. Return. I can move that. Oh, what's this? That looks like... one of these things. Okay, we found the vinegar. Excellent. Okay, wasn't that... I thought we had... Oh. Odd place to put salt. No matter, we have it. Okay, so we got the salt, the vinegar. I thought we said drawers. Oh. English muffin acquired. 1 muffin's all we need. Right, excellent. Anyway, it looks as though we're still missing some ingredients. Okay, where should I look next? Well done, Paddy, says Wittershins. Okay, before we go to visit Mrs. Potts, let's check the garden. Maybe we can get our daisy heads. It's lovely outside. Did you hear that, Paddy? The crickets are singing. They think it's nighttime. In a way, it is. I miss the sun. Yes, it was rather nice, wasn't it? Wait, what's going on? What happened to the sun? But it's still out there, beyond the shroud. We shouldn't linger out here. All right, we need daisy heads. There's a big gash in the fence, and the sun is gone? Rest in peace, the sun, says Dr. Knack. Onward, then. Okay. Oop. That was a snake, I'm pretty sure. 2 daisy heads checked. Oh, great. 2 daisy heads checked. I just had a thought, Paddy. We may be hard-pressed to find bacon. There are no more piggies roaming about. Wait. Oh no! We have bacon. Right. Excellent. Anyway, looks as though we're still missing some ingredients. Okay, where should I look next? Well, we haven't visited Mrs. Potts, so maybe she has some eggs and butter? Is that you, Paddy? How are you this fine morning, dear? A little peckish. Aren't we all? Oh my god. Mrs. Potts is terrifying. It is good to have a healthy appetite, Paddy. My Frankie would just about clean out the pantry whenever he'd visit, bless. How things have changed. Goodness, I have prattled on long enough. Paddy, what can I help you with? No wonder Mrs. Potts is hungry. She's got no mouth, says Wittershins. I'm making eggs Benedict, and I need eggs and butter. Please and thank you. Ah, eggs Benedict. Here you go, and you are welcome. Woohoo, we acquired stuff. What are you making for breakfast, Miss Potts? Mrs. Potts? Dr. Nex says, how is she speaking then? Wittershin says eyes. Paddy does have impeccable manners, it's true. A tort today. I have some icing I've been meaning to play around with. Good luck today, Paddy. You too, Mrs. Potts. Guess what, Paddy? We're running out of time? No. Well, yes, that too. But the good news is we have all the ingredients. Oh, hello. Polly, hi. You guys, Polly is one of the developers on our next game. And they're going to join us later tonight. Thank you for being here, Polly. These eyes, right? Is it 1 lump or 2 for you, our guest, says Craig Meister. Yes, be our guest. Okay, we have all the ingredients. Now we can make breakfast. That's right. What's the matter, Paddy? I'm a little nervous. With trusty recipe in hand, the right ingredients, and a little optimism, there's nothing Paddy can't do. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing Paddy can't do. There's nothing I can't do. This game looks so cute, except for those eyes. That's the winning spirit we want to see. Onward. Prepare ingredients. Time to cook. Are you ready? There's nothing I can't do. I think so. It's probably too late to run. So we have an airplane going overhead. Woogie, thank you for the lurk. Guys, can I get a shout out for Woogie? Woogie is our new friend, rated us a little while ago. And you should give him a follow. Okay. Any votes? Nothing I can't do? I think so. It's probably too late to run. There's nothing you can't do, says Wittershins. Okay. There's nothing I can't do. Thanks to our recipe book, we just follow the instructions. Some ingredients need to be prepared before cooking. We'll need to drag the ones on the left to the cutting board. First, we'll slice the English muffin in half. Drag the muffin onto the cutting board. This is the English muffin, yes? Next, slice the bacon into 2 slices, about the rough size of our muffin halves. And a long slice if you need the smiley in your and a long slice if you need the smiley in your smiley face. Okay? Crack 3 eggs into a bowl and keep only their egg yolks. For the holiday sauce. Okay, 3 eggs. Lastly, crack the remaining 2 eggs in a separate bowl. For the poaching. Right you are, Paddy. And that's it. Everything is now ready for cooking. Eggs Benny time. Cook breakfast. All right, let's get cooking. I like this part. First, we'll make the hollandaise sauce. Holiday sauce. No, Pat. Holiday sauce. That's not holiday sauce. Melt the butter in a saucepan over a low heat. Remove any solids that rise to the top so you get clarified butter. Polly says hollandaise. Holiday sauce, holiday sauce. Fool says this art direction is cool. Hello, Fool. Nice to see you, sir. Okay. Yeah, the art direction is great. Okay, melt the butter in a saucepan over a low heat. So, is this the butter? Where's the saucepan? Oh, there it is. I must be careful not to overcook the butter. Once melted, we set it aside. Now, set up a large saucepan of simmering water. Place a glass or metal bowl over the saucepan. The water shouldn't touch the bowl. Next, add the egg yolks to the bowl and whisk constantly. Egg yolk, egg yolk. To the bowl. Okay, let's also add the salt, Paddy. Salt. Here we go. Whisk until it's twice the original size. Turn off the heat and gradually add the butter while whisking.
Butter.
Butter's in the pan, right?
No. Left.
Oh. Is that it?
That's it.
This is the butter?
Just put down the butter.
I'm glad Wittershins is here. This is butter? Okay. Okay, I forgot the instructions. To the pan? No.
Yes.
There. It shouldn't be too hot or too cold or too thick or too runny. Set the holiday sauce aside. It's now time for the egg poaching. Paddy, there's nothing you can't do. Fill a pot with about 2 inches of water. Once it's simmering, add the white wine vinegar. Okay. I'm sure it's simmering by now. And gently add the 2 remaining eggs. Do it gently. Make sure they aren't kissing. Poach for 3 or more minutes until the whites are opaque and yolks still soft. Then remove the eggs with a slotted spoon and set aside. Toast the English muffin halves until browned. Set aside. Fry the bacon pieces in a pan until they're browned. Until they're a faded purple like the eye of a dead crawler. Cooking done, Patty. It's time to put it all together. Arrange on a clean plate and don't forget the daisy heads. Some say a good breakfast presentation is in the eye of the beholder. Wittershin says, tend to bacon. Others believe in striving for visual harmony on the plate, a harmony achieved with a honed understanding and practiced application of key plating principles. Others are content as long as their vegetables aren't touching. How will you plate this breakfast, Patty? The eyes, the pretty, or the mess? Any votes from anyone in the chat? Eyes. We have one eyes. We have two eyes, says Polly. The chaos, says Craig. Craig wants chaos. It's 2-1, Craig, and we're gonna go for eyes. This looks scrumptious and nutritious and eye-catching. The hidden fourth option. It smells good too. It is time. Ready to serve. Sorry, my dog is making a lot of noise. The door to the basement. A few masks hang upon it, none with discernible eyes. Take a mask, don't take a mask. Fear, says Polly. Let's take a mask. It seems like if there's an option to take a mask, we should take a mask. Good luck, Patty. I step away for 1 second. What is this pit of doom, says Dr. Neck. I think it likes it. Or not. The whore met its whore. Breakfasts are your own. For now. We got the good ending! And that has been Paddy Makes Breakfast. Yay, Paddy! There's nothing you can't do, says Wittershins. Okay, we have an ad break, and when we come back, hopefully, Cindercritter will be here, and we're going to talk with Cindercritter really quickly about the making of this game. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Sorry if you're behind the commercial wall. Oh, hey, Craig. Craig has Sputnik. That's the first time I've seen it. Cool. Okay, I will see you guys in 180 seconds, and we'll be right back.
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Oh, that's such a relief.
Sorry, I have my mic muted. We're in an ad break right now. But let me go ahead and get your levels. Once I find the thing, if I can find it. Oh, I have to go back to the ecliptic.
Volume is
My volume's low. Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna adjust it. I think
okay.
I think you're all the way up from me, and we've still got about 1 minute, so we're doing okay. Okay, can you go ahead and just tell me how your day was?
I did not get any sleep.
Oh no. Okay, and your levels are fixed. That's perfect.
My levels are fixed, so at least there's that. Yeah. I just had a window defender firewall pop up and I freaked out because I thought that it was going to block me.
Oh no.
But it all seems to be working fine, which is awesome.
Excellent. Okay, we have 10 seconds here, and I'm going to switch the screen over. Thank you, everybody, for waiting. That can hear us in the chat. Craig Meister says, "Hi, Cinder." Okay, and we are back. Everybody, I'd like to introduce cindercritter or Amra.
Amra, yes, Amra.
Amra, this is a solo project for you for the Spooktober VN Jam. And this is not your first jam. How did you get involved with Spooktober?
Yeah, this is only my third jam. And this was my first visual novel jam.
Oh, right. Well, the other thing that I
previously-
played was
Yeah.
I played your other game that was on
Oh, did
itch.
you?
Yeah, no, and it was so fun. And it was
Lovely.
so nobody knows what this is, but it was like a text adventure, like loosely based on kind of Lord of the Rings at the end of Return of the King.
Okay, so that was LARP and Monty.
Oh, and I'm being told that our volume is still kind of low, so I'm gonna try
Yours
and
is fine.
Okay.
kind of troubleshoot that a
Oh,
little bit.
okay.
Let's check I'll just slide it up the rest of the way here.
How-
Okay,
Comparatively.
How's
there we go.
that? Is that all right?
Is that can everybody hear Cinder okay?
Hello.
Much better, says Wittershins. Thank you, Wittershins,
Awesome.
for monitoring monitoring the audio. Yeah, so that was a jam game, but not like this.
No.
So
This
what?
is much more ambitious.
Very, for one person. I'm like, this is the first time I played it, so I like Wittershins told me it was funny and that it was up my alley, and she was absolutely right, of course. But yeah, one person, especially the end. It's a lot to do.
Yeah. Gosh, yes, it was. Oh, look, it wasn't really. It wasn't my first creative project because I do have like background in animation and in games as well. So it's kind of
Very nice.
running parallels with my previous career, which I'm now in game development.
May I ask what
but
your
yeah,
previous career was?
Academia.
Oh wow. Okay, we're kind of the reverse.
So-
We're kind of the reverse of each other. My previous career was
Oh,
art. Like I went to school for art and
okay.
acting, and spent a decade or more acting, and now I'm in academia. So that's funny.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're the opposite now. No,
A little
yes,
jealous.
I was. Oh, so I studied IT and animation, and then I kind of just fell into academia, and I was teaching it. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it's you're learning a lot while you're teaching, but it's just not the same when you're actually doing something for like a client or doing a game jam, which it is different. It's it's a challenge.
Yeah.
So I kind of pivoted to that, and this was my third jam, and it was the longest one. It was for a month because Spooktober goes for a month. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna get out of my comfort zone and do something that's not text-based, something that's a little bit more ambitious, and just try to push things as much as I can and see how much I can actually do within a month. And so that was Paddy.
Amazing.
But,
Polly, who is another dev, is one of the devs on the game we're doing next year, Stars Under Lockhurst. She just said, "Oh, I missed it. Where'd it go? Solo devs amaze me." Which, yeah, we're all amazed. Like, very impressive, and especially you don't have like when you have a team, you have a director, you have somebody kind of cracking the whip, and somebody, kind of pushing you along, but you had to do this all on your own with, and manage your time. It's very impressive. Well done.
Thank you. I think back on previous projects that I had, which yeah, really helped to actually get a sense of how much I can do and where I can push my boundaries. So I like knowing how far I can go before I start to get tired, knowing where my knowledge gaps are, and just troubleshooting and coding and everything. So that was helping immensely, just having that knowledge going in, because I would not have been able to just do it, and like wearing all of these hats without just knowing how much I can push myself and when I have to actually just stop and try to find some other way of actually, problem solving and just cutting corners. Basically, so much of it is cutting corners.
Finding, like, by cutting corners, you mean to clarify? Do you mean like
Yeah.
finding stuff, like deciding what stays in and what stays out, or?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's like I had an idea of what I wanted with Paddy, and I knew which parts were going to be challenging. So I'm not a programmer. Like I've done some basic programming, but I knew that okay, that was going to be a challenge. There's a lot of unknowns, but then there are a lot of knowns as well. Like I know how to do animation, and I know how to do like user interfaces and things like that. So very much that kind of planning stage. I'm going all over the place with topics.
No,
very much.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
you're doing great.
I think the only way that I could have done this solo, that I made it work and submitted it within the deadline, was because I just had this huge planning stage beforehand where I tried to just make as many of those bigger decisions as early as possible, and then because with Spooktober you have the month to do it.
Right,
but you do
we've
have
heard from
like a planning stage.
We've heard from some other developers, like I'm going to ask you this question at the end, but like a lot of developers have said, the one thing that I wish I had done was made this decision earlier or started on something earlier, because you have that whole month. And although a month is not a long time in the grand scheme of things, maybe at the beginning you kind of think, I've got a month. Like it doesn't, like the time sneaks up on you. It's my impression anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I joined the jam maybe a week and a half before it started, and when I clicked that jam button, it was like, okay, and now I'm committed to this thing, and Paddy is gonna see the light of day. So I had like the original idea for Paddy, but I didn't really know where to put him, and so when it came to the actual planning stage, so that whole week and a half before the jam, it was very much like, okay, well, I can do the outline now, so I'm gonna do as much of that outline as I possibly can, and just make as many of those decisions as possible, so that the actual jam itself is as smooth as it can be. And it did not go exactly according to plan.
I hope you don't mind me saying this, but it sounds like you would be a good director, because that's the kind of thing a director needs to do. Oh, and I'm sorry, we are getting a quiet raid. Vile Council is raiding us, so we got people coming in. Hi guys, quick shout out to Vile Council. We're doing an interview with Amra, who is the creator of the game we just played, Paddy Makes Breakfast. And you guys, please give Vile Council a follow if you haven't followed him. He's amazing. And you guys, thank you for joining us. If you need to go and take care of yourself, please don't feel obligated to stay. But we're doing an interview, and I really appreciate you being here, and thank you for joining us. Hi, Vile Council. So I wanted to go back to a thing you said. So you said you had Paddy. You kind of had Paddy. Like what can you talk a little bit about what inspired Paddy and the narrative of this game? Like, how did you approach developing the story and the characters?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to inspiration, I was familiar with the works of Don Hertzfeldt. He's an independent animator, and he's been animating for quite a while. If you searched Billy's Balloon on YouTube, you would be able to find what is very clearly inspiration for Paddy, just in terms of that art style, but also a little bit of that creepy humor, the kind of absurdist, slightly unsettling, if not just a little bit, not a little bit more weird. Don
Hertzfeldt. That's such an interesting inspiration. So, for anybody who doesn't know Don Hertzfeldt, he's an American animator, writer, independent filmmaker. I think he's been nominated for Academy Awards. He does like short animated films. Let's see. He's worked on The Simpsons. He's in Sundance. He's a lot of the time when you have animation, people who do animation are inspired by animation. And I'm sorry, I have a background in animation, so that's why I know who Don Hertzfeldt is.
Wonderful.
Yeah, like that. He's relatively new. Like I think you get a lot of animation students who they're inspired by older stuff, you know. So it's cool. It's cool to see somebody who's referencing Don Hertzfeldt as an inspiration.
Absolutely. Just in terms of that art style, I mean, for one thing, it suits Paddy just in that kind of childlike style, but also in just the simplicity, because I'm also not an artist, so I can't do complex.
You don't consider yourself an artist? Goodness.
Oh,
okay, I'm not going to say anything. But I mean,
can do Paddy.
What? So really quick, just talking. I mean, the expressiveness of the character designs. They're unique and appealing. And so I'm really surprised to hear you say that you're not an artist, because that's something that. It's just my opinion, but not everybody who is trained in art, or who calls themselves artists, can do. Polly says you are an artist. Oh my god! Because I mean, I would put Polly. Hi Polly. Sorry, I would put Paddy on a T-shirt, or I'm sorry, I forgot the other Mrs. Potts. Just very striking. So I'm very surprised. I mean, if you're not an artist, you're certainly an incredible character designer. Because
Thank you.
Just the little movements, just the Paddy's giant eyes kind of looking from one object to another gives so much. So
yeah, it does come back to like knowing what I can do within the span of a month. But also I say cutting corners, because I've kind of had to do that with previous projects where either you do not have the time or the money to really second guess yourself. And but yeah, I mean, I will say, it's simple design, simple art style, but not easy to do.
Now, one of the things that seems like kind of the harder thing to me after I got through the game was you have first the way you introduce it, Paddy making breakfast, and then very gradually this larger world and the situation becomes revealed, and the pacing of it is so good. And I just wonder, how do you pace this? Like, how do you make those choices to decide when to show your hand?
That is the question, isn't it? How do you pace the thing? I mean, it's an iterative process. There's a lot of just, I have images of it in my mind, and I'll do like a storyboard, and I'll do a rough script and see how it works at the start, and then I'm visualizing, and then I'm testing and testing and testing and testing it to see if it actually works. Something that I was not expecting was in terms of the pacing, how the game elements were going to affect just that balance, if that makes sense.
That does make
because
sense.
I initially, like, I thought, well, okay, it's not that hard to make eggs Benedict, right? And then I actually looked at the recipe, and Jesus, it is hard to make eggs Benedict. The hollandaise or holiday sauce is, goodness. My partner can make eggs Benedict, and he makes it look so easy, so I just assumed. But no, it's a lot of steps, and yeah. So when I started to actually break
We
that
got people
down,
shouting holiday sauce in the chat. Oh, it's really funny. Holiday sauce.
it was, yeah, it was. I mean, it's not a holiday making it, that's for sure. But I was not expecting how much the actual process of, okay, how much how many steps are in a recipe, and how much you're doing the dragging and the following the steps, and then Paddy's dialogue kind of coming in. So he's still kind of in the picture of this process, and it's not really just you, like you are kind of Paddy. But yeah, that was taking a lot longer in the testing, in the playthroughs, than I anticipated. And I was actually a little bit worried that, okay, this is diverging a little bit away from what people understand a visual novel to be. Like, this is starting to be hidden objects. The game mechanics are starting to get more in the forefront than I was
where
expecting.
you end up with a puzzle game or a cooking game where you're learning how to cook eggs Benedict.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had like 2 other recipes as well, so I realized because of time constraints that I couldn't actually fit it in. So yeah, full game.
Yeah, quick. Sorry, I did see that. So does that mean you're going to expand on this game, and you're going to end up adding more later?
Yeah. So I mean, there are lots of things that I can add to it, but I do want to have Paddy pretty contained. So I'm gonna have one more update where I add those things, the 2 recipes, which are so much easier than eggs Benedict. But having those 2 recipes in there, and just giving a little bit more variety, without stuffing it, or stuffing Paddy with too much detail and just too much stuff. I think just simplicity is important. But yeah, one more update is in the near future.
That's great. Okay, we will look forward to that.
No pressure.
So we have covered a lot of my questions here. Is there something about the game that is your favorite element, or something that you're most proud of? And it's okay if it's okay if there's a no. Oh, did you say you love Paddy?
Absolutely. I love Paddy. When I was starting to see that the dialogue and the kind of sprite changes, the timing of those 2 things together, when I was starting to see that it was working, like I felt that it was working, I was very relieved, because you have plans and you have things in your head, like how it should work and what kind of player experience you're kind of aiming for.
Right.
But it's only at the end when you get a sense, really a stronger sense of, is this working? And I didn't have really time to test it, because I was running out of time. But I really wanted to test it.
To do everything all by yourself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had my partner test it, but he's biased, but he's trying not to be. But
I am the partner of a developer too. I understand your attitude.
Yeah.
I take a little umbrage, but that's fine. Shout out to your bias partner.
Oh, I'll tell him. I'll let him know. But yeah, it was seeing Paddy actually come to life, and then at the end, when I was running out of time and I was trying to do that final scene, which was the most complicated good ending, which you got. Congratulations!
Yay! Got lucky.
that was the longest one, and I remember thinking, is this gonna work? And then when I finally saw it and it was working with, again, I was cutting corners with animation, but I felt that it was working in the end. I was so relieved. I cannot express how relieved I was by the end to actually get it done and to have it feel like it's working like a coherent whole.
The other developers in chat, Polly and Wittershin, say they love Paddy as well.
Oh, thank you. I love it too.
Yes, we all love Paddy. Paddy is great. She can do anything. Let's see. What do you hope? And I kind of think I know what the answer to this question is going to be, but I want to ask you anyway. You have such a wonderful sense of humor, having now played 2 of your games. But what do you hope that players take away from this game when they finish?
It's really simple. Just having enjoyed the time.
Yeah,
if they
clear
learn how
that
to
you
make
want
Eggs Benedict.
I sometimes I've talked to a fair number of VN developers and indie devs now, and I think a lot of the time, as a creator, you want to push for something more complicated, but it's clear from both of your games that you want people to have a good time, and it's so nice.
It's not philosophical. It's not that deep. It's Paddy making breakfast for an eldritch horror in the basement. But it's meant to be light, and it was entirely an accident to find that all 3 of my jam games / stories I just ended up about these simple little guys just trying to do something very simple. That was not intended, but it just kind of fell that way. Maybe it's a jam thing where I just go for the simple little guys just trying to make do with what they have.
Simple little guys trying to make do with what we have. Aren't we all simple little guys trying to make do with what we have? Sorry. So I have one more question, but I really quickly want to open it up to anybody in the chat. Does anybody have any questions for Amra? Wittershin says, "There's nothing Paddy can't do." Wittershin says, "A shout out to Amra as a good person as well as an excellent dev. They were online one night when I was shouting into the void over issues my jam project hit, and they really helped talk me through." Thank you, Amra. Shout out to Amra for that.
Thank you. I was freaking out as well. To be perfectly honest, it was like the second half of the jam where I started to panic, and I thought I could very well not finish this. I've bitten off way more than I could chew. But then, I did have my partner telling me just do what you can, and it's never a loss. A jam, you're always getting something out of it.
Right, you learn something. Yeah.
Absolutely. As long as you kind of come out that other end with that understanding of, something was always gained. That is a win. It doesn't really matter if it's not finished. That's fine. If you're not releasing it, like you're not getting people to pay for it. You're not. It's not a serious thing. It's just. It's learning and it's experiencing it and hopefully getting out of the comfort zone and seeing what you can do. I love it. I love that I did it. I had my reservations at the start because Spooktober is pretty huge and I was very intimidated by it.
It keeps getting bigger too, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, but we are so glad that you did it, that you chose to do it, because we got to experience Paddy and get to talk to you.
I'm glad you had fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad you enjoyed him. Thank you.
Wittershin says, "Everything you said is true. Also nice to connect with other devs, which there isn't always an opportunity to do in an organic way." And Polly agrees. Good. I'm glad that you got a lot out of this. We're going to look forward to your update.
Oh gosh.
No pressure. No pressure.
pressure.
Aside from that update, is there anything else that you're working on, or do you have any future plans in this space or not this space?
Yeah. I mean, each jam is kind of part of my portfolio, and I'm gradually growing it. Hopefully, the next jam is going to be in a team, where I can kind of focus more on the writing, because that is sort of that's my jam.
That sounds familiar.
Sorry.
It feels like there's an echo in here. That's what Widdershins was going to do this year.
Okay, yeah.
Was just focus on the writing. Didn't work out that way, but
yeah, I heard. I'm so sorry, Widdershins. Like, what
she's telling me to shush.
I do not envy you. But yeah. The next thing is just again just pushing, what I can do, and yeah, hopefully working with people. That's really the next step.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, so if anybody wants to play, I have this posted at the top of the chat, but you can check out, play, and rate entries from the Spooktober VN Jam at the link there pinned at the top. Just search in the little bar at the left. You can search Paddy Makes Breakfast to play Paddy Makes Breakfast. There is also a direct link in the Ecliptic Discord, which we're in right now, in the announcement sections when I announced that we were going to stream this game. And if you want a direct link, let me know. Widdershins is trying to post it right now, but she can't post links in chat. But I will dig up the link for anybody that wants it, and you can go play. And if you play it, please rate it. It will help Amra to gain more visibility in the jam, which I think voting ends in about 14 days now, at the end of the month. So she's got 14 days to get people to play it and rate it. So anybody that
update it.
So wait for her update, but then go do it.
No, just do it. Just do it whenever. It's fine.
Just do it whatever. Oh, okay. Well, Amra, is there anything else? Is there anything else you would like to share with us? Is that about it, or I just dropped my phone?
Yeah. Okay. It is. It's been an absolute pleasure, and at the end of the day, just seeing people enjoying playing it is just more than I could have really hoped for. I was not expecting so many people to love it, and I'm just over the moon. And thank you for this opportunity, for inviting me, and for letting me watch you play the game.
It's my great pleasure. It was definitely a pleasure having you here. Oh, we've got Woogie rating. Woogie, hello. Well, Amra, cindercritter, the one and only developer of the amazing game Paddy Makes Breakfast. Thank you so much for taking this time to speak with us and tell us your story and share your game. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you again sometime.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take it easy. I'm going to go ahead and hop out here. We're going to talk to Woogie, who just rated, and then we might do an ad break. And then if everybody hangs around, we're going to play Stars Under Lockhurst, and we're going to talk to Polly and maybe some other people from Polly's dev team and kind of do the same thing. So I'll see you all in just a minute.